Welcome to Planet Pluto Shoot.
Bravo, bravo, bravo. Whoop, whoop. Tango, tango, tango. Hey, hey. What's happening, good people? It's me, your homegirl, Ladosha Wright, a.k.a. Key and Lolo, coming to you live and direct from Riley's nail room. Check this out, y'all. I'm just sitting here and night. Riley's not here. She's on vacation, so I've got all her nail table and everything all to myself. We are so excited to be back. Hopefully, we're not having any more technical difficulties, but boy, are we pleased to be coming to you live to really get into our discussion about why Afro hair color education matters, okay? And so y'all know who it is. It's me, your homegirl, Ladosha Wright, Key Lolo, and then wrong finger. I'm in the wrong house. You see that? There she is. I know. I got everything on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So right over there, y'all know who it is. It's my homegirl, my BMF, the one and only Cheryl. Morrow,
Hey.
Oracle, what's happening, Trish? How y'all doing out there? Today is Friday. I know some of y'all getting ready to go to Red Lobster. Well, some of y'all on your way to Red Lobster. Y'all on your way to the Wild Mango. I know y'all on your way going to get some shrimp and some lobsters and maybe to the movies, some movies out. So we appreciate you guys hanging out with us before you get your weekend started, because we are excited to really have a robust discussion about why Afro hair education matters. And in case you guys didn't know, Cheryl and I were going to be teaching at the Beauty Under One Roof Afro Hair Summit. So we do have, the sound is clear. Thank you, Trish. It was bad yesterday. We was trifling out here. But you know what? It was LB who got us together, who, by the way, I got a chance to meet LB in person.
Oh my God.
Oh man, let me tell y'all something out here. If you think that your job does not matter, I'm here to tell you today that it does, because I talked about this yesterday, how your career as a colorist, it's a wonderful place to network and meet wonderful people. And today I got a chance to meet, I'm for sure, one of the most fascinating, most humble, most loving, most kind, most beautiful person ever. And she's in our chat. Her name is LB. That's what we call her, LB. But it's really LaWanna Bennett. And LaWanna, it was such an honor to be able to take care of your hair today. And I'm going to put your business out here. I done got all my nice shit out the way. I'm going to put your business out here. Now, you, Trish, you know how LB be like, I got a TWA. I got a TWA, a teeny weeny afro. People, why she come in here with, not with, y'all know I'm from the hood, right? With a head full of beautiful hair. I was sitting at the show, like, look at this girl's hair. LB's hair is beautiful, and
I don't ever believe him.
You don't believe in Cheryl? Beautiful smile. And you guys know who she reminds me of. I'm going to put up a picture. I told her that this person should be her muse. Okay. We're going to get to the topic. We're just getting some build up in here. Okay. But I told her, I said, this person right here should be and when you see it, Cheryl, you're going to be like, I get it. I can see it all together. I'm just waiting for the computer. Okay, here she comes right here. The internet is always so slow. Let me slide her on down. And y'all gonna love it when y'all see it. Like, what? I mean, everything about this woman is LB. Okay, I'm about to show you. You ready, Cheryl? Y'all get ready. Here we go. Weekend. You ain't gonna believe this. They identical twins. The only difference is VK is light complex. Okay, her skin is very fair. But here is VK's twin in real life.
Big time.
She could be Spike Lee's sister.
Baby sister.
Come on now. Am I lying, Cheryl?
No, you ain't lying.
Yeah. I'm talking about everything. Her
hair.
Her hair, her nose, her lips. The only thing is VK didn't have any lip gloss on. But I told VK if she wanted to be inspired by anybody when it comes to how she wants to change her look and celebrate it and venerate it, she should look to Spike Lee's sister.
Absolutely.
I mean, the hair, the eyebrows, the nose, the lips.
No doubt about it.
Even her, she got this physique. I mean, she is the embodiment of joy. Am I pronouncing it right? Is it Joy?
Joy Spike?
Yeah, okay, Joy Lee. Okay. I want to make sure. I want to make sure I was saying it. Okay, so yeah. So I just wanted to put her business out there. I'm sorry, VK. I mean, I'm sorry, LB. But you left me no choice, LB. I had to do it. You know what I'm saying? So your hair is fine. And that's what we're going to, I want to highlight that. But anywho, let's get on. We're going to move on to the topic today, which is near and dear to our heart. Now, we got to do that commercial because some of y'all, don't know anything about Planet Pluto. So it's early in the evening. And to those of you who are new to our platform, first of all, we welcome every single person on all the social media platforms. On Facebook, what up? How you doing? Of course, YouTube, our YouTube family. And then we hope everybody is doing good. What's going on? I see you over there on Instagram. Welcome. So to those of you who are new, because I do see some new names popping up, you have just landed on Planet Pluto Pseudo. And I'm your host, Ladosha Wright. And then, of course, Cheryl Morrow. She's also the host. And so I am a licensed cosmetologist here at the Reverend's Design Team Hair Salon. I'm also an author, a salon owner, an Afro Hair activist, all that good stuff. Cheryl. Oh, and I forgot. I'm a Formisi certified master colorist. And Cheryl Morrow, she is the heiress to the California Curl Empire. She's also the editor-in-chief of the San Diego, the SD Monitor News, and then she is a cosmetic trichologist as well as an Afro hair activist and a policymaker, everything for the industry. So Planet Pluto Pseudo, this particular podcast is specifically for licensed professionals in the industry and our hair aficionados in the chat. And what we do here is we kick the ballistics about the truth when it comes to Afro hair, because in case you didn't know, this is America's favorite, tell them, Cheryl, favorite podcast about Afro hair. If y'all didn't know, you're not going to get it anyplace else. So today we're going to talk about why Afro hair education matters. So we're going to start off. We got about 3 clips. We're not going to keep you guys because it's Friday. So I have 3 clips and I have 4 talking points that I'm going to focus on when it comes to this thing called why Afro hair color education matters. And the first is about the function of the actual fiber itself. I'm going to talk about how it gives you the opportunity to meet wonderful people like I was able to meet LB, how it elevates your game in the industry, and then last but not least, it's the excellent segue and into other income earning potential beyond the chair.
Are you going to backtrack through what your thoughts?
Oh yeah. And then of course we're going to Keke Palmer. Oh yeah, we fusing back in to Keke Palmer there. Oh, yeah, we're coming back through. And first, we're going to do the clip. Then we're going to come through on Keke Palmer's hair, and then we're going to have 2 more clips. So just so you guys can know how the flow is going to go. Because again, if you was rocking with us last night, we had some technical difficulties, and we appreciate you all for coming back to join us. So we're going to start off with the first clip, which is there are some concerns about box color versus professional color. Can you color your hair at home? And this is going to get us right into the topic of how this hair functions. So check this clip out. And all of my clips are pretty much coming from TikTok. So here we go. Can you color your hair at home? Is box color better than salon color? Here we go.
And where's your hair? Let me see it. Why you cut out all?
All right. So as we were saying yesterday, now the first thing we want you guys to understand, we hope y'all was able to catch that those were 2 different people. So I'm gonna play it one more time, because a lot of times when you are watching things on social media, you may not catch or realize that they switch up on you. So we're going to talk about why. Again, this is exactly why, Afro hair education matters, and especially why you want to see it in person. Because everybody always gets on, why can't you teach us online? Why can't you teach us online? So I'm going to show you the clip again, and hopefully you'll catch that they're definitely 2 different people. So here we go.
And where's your hair? Let me see it. Why you cut out all?
Now, of course, that could have been part of the actual, catch, was that she wanted her hair to look like that, but it didn't turn out. But the whole thing is that a lot of times when you're trying to understand hair coloring, social media is not the place to come. No. You can't go to social media. You can't go to a reel, a sizzle. You can't do those things. But today, what you can do is, if you have any questions about why Afro hair color educations matter, you will be able to ask us those questions. And of course, we're going to answer those in the chat live right here today. So first and foremost, when it comes to the education of Afro hair, we have to point out, when you're coloring it, I just can't think of any other modality where you really get to see the infinite, and you can maximize the potential of what you can do to this fiber called protein. Because a lot of times people don't see the hair as protein. They see the hair like mine, they see the hair like Cheryl's, and they miss out on it. So Cheryl, with that being said, talk about the beauty of what happens, and how and why it's actually possible to alter the fabric with color. Because the concern about, like it was said, can you color it too much? It damages your hair. So talk about that protein and what it can do when you're altering it, especially with color, relaxers, ammonium thioglycolate, powder lightener, and all that good stuff.
Well, I think I started yesterday with a protein is a fiber like cotton, like it's a type of protein. And hair is what we call a keratin, which just means, how they have medical names for stuff, and it just means, like, alopecia is a medical term, but it just means hair loss. But keratin is just what they call a fibrous, which means it tears. It has grooves. It could be denatured. But when we say denatured, we mean reformed. Or it means that you can permeate it, which means after it's natural, it naturally has a porosity afterwards. And I think that's where I think people were having their questions. I linked yesterday, am I correct? Mm-hmm. They were talking about, they wanted to ask us questions about the porosity after it being denatured or treated or enhanced. It doesn't make a difference. But protein is one of those wonderful things that we get to change. We get to bend, we get to exercise it, we get to color it. And it doesn't quite, and I know we get the call, we get natural kind of twisted in there. But it is a fiber that is made to, just like your cotton shirt or any other type of fiber, it is made to be able to transform. But, and it also is resilient. You either don't like it, you can cut it off. I mean, that's not desirable, but it does grow back. It does bounce back. It, you can condition it back, or you can,
change the color back. You can go back to your natural color.
Or you can apply heat, and then it will react. And I only know really the human, and this is, of course, we will teach this at Beauty Under One Roof, because it's still in your follicle, it's still attached to your head. You also can see it change, and it can bounce back. You can improve it. You can, do all types of things, and it will react, right? And it's the only thing on your body you can do that to. The only thing. In fact, the human hair is probably the only one that does react to heat. It does react to moisture. It does, move, or it does respond to the environment. So, but people don't think of it as a protein, really, because of course that they don't think of it as a fiber either. But if that answers your question, Kilolo, it's designed to be a canvas.
Right.
Designed to do whatever it is that you want to it. It's not designed for y'all to be making cultural political statements.
Now, that's not what it's for. So now we're going to move on, because this is where people really wanted to, we got into it. So now that you guys understand that this hair, this Afro hair, is a fibrous fiber. It's meant to be expanded, stretched, coiled, crimped, curled, flipped, wave, braided. You can do a lot of stuff with this fiber, right? But when we look at this fiber here, all right, here we go. Let's talk about this fiber here. Yesterday we got into it, and we was talking about Keke Palmer's new cut and new color. And to those of you who kind of missed it, Cheryl, you give your take on it, and then I'm going to give my take on it, and that's going to take us to our next point, which is going to be about elevating your game. Okay, so Cheryl, what was your take on Keke Palmer's new cut and her new color? And you guys seen her, 100 times before, so we know what she looks like. So in essence of time, Cheryl, let's take it away. What do you think about?
Let me just get into it. I think that if I can backtrack what I said yesterday, I think they were covering up in terms of cut. I think I separated the cut from the color. I like the color better than I like the cut. I think it's too thin, and I think it's too choppy. I'm pretty much sure that there was a mistake somewhere. I don't like the bangs, and I think the bangs is covering up something. But anyway, but the color comes in second. I don't like the color more than I don't like the cut. Okay. I think the color is also slightly a mistake.
Yeah. Now, I pointed out yesterday, I don't particularly care for the cut for the same reasons. I don't like the weight line. Now, remember what we got to understand about haircuts and hair coloring. It's art. So this is just our opinion, which are like cell phones. Yep. Everybody has one. So a lot of people definitely liked it. I think the cut is definitely choppy, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But when you look at the caliber of a person,
it's severe. You froze.
Texture, her class, how she's like a chameleon. Oh, I froze. Okay, there we go. How she's like a chameleon. I just think it's got an urban edge, and though she plays various urban edgy roles in her persona in real life, she definitely comes across as a very edgy person. I just don't think this edge, it fits who she is. It's very cookie cut. Like you see this on your everyday hood chick. And I don't see her as that type of a person, even though she's very down to earth. I don't think it's the best display of what the fabric can do. So that's my concern about the haircut. The hair color, in my professional opinion, I believed they relaxed the hair first, and then they went back and they colored it. And I think that either the relaxer was a no lie, which did not prep the fabric properly, or and they used an inferior line of hair color because the hair doesn't have it's not it's not as silky and satin as it could be. The last thing is that it could be in the finish. Maybe she used a foaming pomade that probably had too much water, which is making the hair color and the relaxer look very like brittle. That hair does not look healthy at all. And that's my concern. And this is why Afro hair color education matters, because everything that they make is not for Afro hair. And if you had to say, well, what is it about the hair color that makes you think it's inferior?
Where'd you go? Did she freeze? What is going on? What, yo?
It can have a little bit more pop to it,
Right.
given what copper can do. But because
I don't know what you said because you froze for a long time.
Oh, did I? Okay. Yeah, okay, I'll repeat that. If you want to know what is it about the color that I think is inferior, I would say it's the ammonia content. That color line has too much ammonia, given that the hair is relaxed, and it swells the cuticle a little bit too much, and that's why it's brittle. But like I said, they could have used a foaming, like whatever mousse that they used to mold the hair with. Maybe that had too much water and it took away from, So let's see what the chat is saying. Okay.
Let me ask you a question while you're checking that. Because of course the choice between no lie and lie, right? I hate saying it. They're all lie. But I mean, between the sodium or the calcium, let me ask you a question. Do you think also they tried to go to relax first? Because I do believe they relaxed first.
Yeah, I think.
Do you think that their choice was to say, if we relax first, we're going to use a non-ammonia color?
Well, she's too bright. She's a level 7.
Well, we know where they pre-lightened her, which is,
of
course, the other issue.
Right. Yeah. So they didn't use that's not a deposit only color because it's just too bright.
Yeah, 3. Right.
So that's definitely permanent color. But Trish is making a very interesting point. She says, okay, ladies, the results of Keke's hair could be the results of the condition of her hair when she came to the salon. So we're going to answer that one first. Even let's say she did come in with that. And again, this particular podcast is why Afro hair color education matters. And we this is truly a plea to licensed professionals. Please come to the Beauty Under One Roof Afro Hair Summit, because the education is specific to that fiber. So let's take Trisha's question, which is a very good one. If she came to the salon with her hair in that condition, the onus is on the technician.
That's right.
The onus is on the technician to understand the hair as a protein fiber compared to a request for a service. So let's say she came and it's my birthday. I've been wearing, so let's show some of her other looks, right, Cheryl? Mm-hmm. So that's a good point. Now, we don't know when this picture was taken, but at some point, Trish, she was like a level, let's just say 2 or 3. Okay. Mm-hmm. So she was pretty dark. All right. Mm-hmm. So if she came in and then at some point, here's another picture. We can see, here it is right here. We can see where now it's light. Okay. Now this could be a press and curl. It could be a relaxer. I'm going to say this is relaxed hair. What would you say, Cheryl?
I would say relax.
Yeah. So she appears to be getting her hair relaxed. And so at some point, she went from this. Now, this is definitely a hair addition. You can see that because it's got the buckle up there. You can also see her hairline. And over here, it kind of matches. Now, again, we're not our hairstylist, and this is no shit on a technician. We're actually talking about, the fiber and the steps, okay, and why Afro hair color education matters. So if she came in, I don't think she went from this and went back to this. I think she went from this and she went to this, right? But she wanted, because this is a true copper. That's a level 7, maybe an 8, because she's got product on it. So it could be a little bit brighter.
It's definitely brighter. It's definitely brighter because she has gel on it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So here she's at either a level 7 or a level 8, and she's copper. But over here, now she wants a little bit more. It's got a little bit red in there, just a little bit. And this is where I think, the consideration of the fiber. I think the formulation was dead on because there it is. She is a level 7, level 8. But they did not take into consideration the condition of her hair, because that's our job. When you say, Cheryl, can you add some more to it? Our job is to see the hair beyond that initial visit.
And I think one of the things about protein is that it denatures in stages, right? Or when you, if you were to use that word in science, there is a primary, a secondary, and a tertiary. And just like there's 3, levels inside of the hair shaft. Anyway, but in my opinion, and like Ladosha said, there's so many stages here before you get to the pixie. And I think that once a person would, because in the ponytail picture, she's at least 6 inches long. Maybe not all over her head, but she's at least, I would probably say, over 55% of her hair. It was about good 5.5 inches long. Okay.
She got some weave on that too. Yeah.
Well, the ponytail's not. I'm not counting the ponytail. Mm-hmm. And so, if you were to take that off and pull the hair forward, she's at least 5 inches long, right? And so we go from here to here, right? And that means that at some point we have to understand the tertiary process. Your coil leaves, your elasticity, and that's when you start counting at that point what to do. Then you look for porosity, okay? And that is how you begin to correct it at that point. You have to have a certain level of porosity and elasticity in order to survive the pH changes. And if you don't have that, then that is the consulting, but you don't go beyond, you don't miss your windows. You don't have a lot of time before you start losing elasticity, which means the hair becomes rubber, because you have to remember the ammonia, the color, is taking the pigment out. And the pigment is a cell lipid. It is a cell a body that has a hydrophilic, molecule around it. And once you dry that up, you're going to lose elasticity, and then you're going to start then you guys got to start considering porosity at that point. But then you take all of that to ground zero when you are already alkaline, which is straight. She's the pH. And then, of course, at that point, hairdressers start to try to consider the tenderness of the scalp at that point because you're going really high in alkalinity.
And the other thing too, to Trisha's question, is that because if we look at the hair
Yeah.
as in its three protein layers, which is cuticle, medulla, cortex, if we look at those three layers, that hair could have been prepped also. There are proteins that are superficial that could prep the hair before you even begin the relaxer process, and you cleanse it. You can come back through with another protein and the color process. Now, I don't think they did this all in one sitting. I don't think that happened, but because the hair it definitely would have been gone at that point. But
Well, the problem is that hair doesn't have a memory. The follicle has a memory. The scalp has a memory.
Right.
The hair itself, because it's a protein. So, like, even though if they did it in separate settings, you still have the same hair strand that is left the way you left it when you did that. The scalp may have recovered, maybe got a layer of cells on it that you could probably stand more processing. But like you said, just to the question.
I think they could have prepped that hair a little bit beforehand, Trish, because that's why Afro hair color education matters. When a person comes in and you see the hair is compromised and they want something, there are things you can do to prep the hair to increase the likelihood that you get the best results. I would just think for a person of her caliber that quality of a cut and color, it just doesn't match. And I think the reason why it doesn't, I'm not a master cutter. One could say it's supposed to be choppy like that. It could be. That's the other thing. But so I must go on the cut. But the color, I'm just going to have to give it a thumbs down. Not in the color itself, though I think she could have went with another hue. She could have been a little bit darker because this is almost blending into her skin. It's not giving her the contrast. Look at all the earth tones. And I'm not saying she only wears, brown and auburns or whatever. But like I said, anywho, so I just think that, the quality of the color, and I don't think they took into consideration, like our first point, which is, do you understand how this protein fiber can be manipulated, what you can and cannot use, what you can and cannot do. And we're talking about results beyond this picture. I predict she won't stay with this color, but we'll stick around and we'll see what happens. I predicted Toni Braxton would stay with her blonde. I predicted Tiffany Haddish would not stay with her blonde. I predicted, you guys, if you watched us, we talked about those colors and we predicted that they would not stay with those colors. But we knew Amber Rose was going to stay with her blonde because that person knows exactly what they're doing. But
Amber Rose keeps it so short.
Again, because that person knows what they're doing. Anywho.
Oh yeah, I absolutely. When you had her hair in the ponytail, I think that was the beginning of the end. And then she had to cut it, and it happens.
Okay. Yeah. And so the second part, it says, with her being an actress, her hair may go through a lot. And Cheryl was making this point. The hair don't know, y'all. The hair doesn't. The hair, it's...
The protein does not react like that. I mean, come on, think about it in terms of your cotton shirt. Yeah, you wear your cotton shirt, wear your cotton shirt, wear your cotton shirt, wear your cotton shirt, you wash it, you wash it, you wash it, you wash it, you dry clean it, you dry clean it, you dry clean it, you dry clean it, you iron it, you iron it, you iron it, you steam it, you steam it, you steam it, you press it. So what? You know what I mean?
The hair can withstand a lot. I think that's the common thing that we hear. Oh, my hair can only take so much. Your hair can take it. It's just that, unfortunately, some people, they just don't know what they're doing, and they are deliberately, just not doing the right thing. And what you're looking at is the appearance of the fiber. And the reason why we're saying that is because she still has hair on her head. Now, if she didn't have hair on her head, then Trish, you'd be making a good point. But
and
no matter,
who knows what it's like when it's wet?
yeah,
Because most people don't realize that when you color, you are straightening.
yeah.
Yeah.
So as long as the hair is on the head, she's good to go. So the hair can withstand a lot. It's just how you prep the hair along the way. So it's like she said, your clothes. You can wear those blue jeans. You ain't never got to wash your blue jeans.
Not never.
You can still wear them. They may not smell, but you can still put them on. The blue jeans won't, until they rip and tear. That's a whole nother conversation. So the hair can withstand a lot, but the goal of altering the hair is how the hair is going to look. So the reason why Afro hair color education matters is that you can take the hair through a lot of shit, but it should still look good. Like my hair it's gone through the ringer. I've got everything. But the final look is that it's the fabric still, not that my fabric and Keke's fabric are the same. I'm not saying that, but that's just where we are with that. So this is looking pretty good. Okay. So you said, here we go right here. Here we go. She says, that's what you felt. The color washes her out a little bit. Yeah, I think it does. It washes her out. It's not the best, but it can happen. It can definitely happen. Okay. So let's move over to, I'm going to take this one down right quick. So let's move over to our next video clip. Now, this one, again, we're talking about why Afro hair color education matters. And we've given you guys some really good juice. Now, this one always comes up. Is that powder lightener is just, it's going to jack your hair up. So here we go. Here's a clip on bleach. Here we go.
I just want to say real quick, let this be a lesson that I don't care how good that girl's boutique looks on Instagram, how good her hair shop looks like it's run. I don't care whose celebrity hair they do, because they got to take care of their clients. Because look at this. This is what happened when I got my hair colored by a professional in the field, supposedly professional with color, and it was so severely damaged by bleach. Even my scalp was burnt because she overprocessed my hair and was trying to act like she didn't at the same time as well. Obviously, I know bleach can damage your hair, and yes, everyone's hair is different, but she left me under the dryer for minutes without monitoring what was going on in my head. I literally had to tell her that my scalp was burning in order for her to take me serious enough and wash the bleach out. So if you take away nothing from this video, please take away this. I don't care how many Instagram followers they have. I don't care how aesthetic the hairstylist boutique looks. I don't care who's shouting them out on Instagram. Please, just be very, very careful with who you go to do your hair. I hope this reaches the right audience, because I never thought this could be me, and it sounds really cliche. But this is me now, trying to work back, getting my hair back to normal. So yeah, I just want to say real quick.
Okay. Cheryl, any thoughts on that? So she said that the bleach damaged her hair. She had concerns about the person being a credible person. So what are we going to talk about? What's your take on why Afro hair color education matters when it comes to using powder lighteners, or in layman's terms, some people call it bleaching the hair?
Well, I think she left mad. I think she had the wrong expectations. I think she is not educated at all. And I think that she has probably something going on in her head that is probably not aligned with actual
Lightning the hair. Yeah.
I would believe her stylist before I would believe her.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. So when it comes to why Afro hair color education matters when it comes to lightening the hair, um, so if we look at the point that she said, we're just going to use her talking points. That professional
Yeah,
stylist takes care.
put it up. Put it up. Don't play it. Just put it up.
I can't put it up without it
Oh,
won't
okay.
pause. It'll let you pause.
Okay.
So she says that, professional stylist takes care of their clients, that her hair was severely damaged. She talked about the scalp, and then she said under the dryer was no monitoring. So first and foremost, uh, today's powder lighteners don't really go under a dryer. I don't know. Now the color line that I'm using, Scruples, you can't process it because that particular line has, that's their instructions. But if the color line doesn't say it, I, you know,
Didn't
I
happen.
don't. Yeah, I
Did
don't
not.
know. I mean, I wasn't there,
She
but
probably put her
the
under the
way her
dryer.
hair, yeah, the way her hair looks, that don't look like she went under the dryer. It just looks like, just like Cheryl said, that's what the hair does. It's
Disgruntled.
long.
She
Yeah,
disgruntled
yeah.
because she wanted her hair to be like Ray Dong Chong's all the way to her ends. And this girl has done a lot with her hair, and the hair from the scalp all the way out is basically hair that she probably has had in braids. She has had it done,
Uh, that's a ponytail where you can see
right,
the weathering. Yeah,
right.
that's a
And
ponytail.
then the rest of the hair that's this long, okay, that's this long. That hair has been blow dry, flat iron, braided, this, that. And when you have long hair, when you have long hair, right? When you have long hair, it is old hair. And old hair is a lot more susceptible to elasticity loss, porosity loss, and things of that nature. She just had the wrong expectations. I
Yeah.
find nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, her hair was perfectly fine. And that's why Afro hair color education matters, because when you come to the Beauty Under One Roof's Afro Hair Summit, you'll be able to learn how to do consultations. And that leads us to our third point. We talked about, again, how that hair function, that protein, layers, how they function. Of course, you get to meet wonderful people. And now we're
Yeah.
talking about elevating your game, your language, everything. When you start to chemically alter hair, your vocabulary just comes to life. You actually get to use the scientific terms, and you can make it make sense,
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
everybody. So that's one of the great things that's going to happen when you get that Afro hair color education. You will learn how to give a very thorough consultation. So, because you can give the best consultation. I did a consultation on color, and I told her how much it would cost. Chrissy was there, and when we got finished, she said, Ladosha ripped me off. She said, how dare you? This salon got 5 star. And I'm walking through the whole entire thing. And at the end of the day, she just didn't really believe I was going to charge her for that color. So she was upset. But I told her, for single process for that amount of hair, that is what it's going to cost. And then that you have the hairstyle, because our menu is a la carte. And she very well understood it, but she didn't believe it. The beauty of Afro hair color education is that you'll be able to stand on your square, not be rude, because of
Absolutely.
course we did not want to, just poo-poo her feelings, but you'll learn how to be able to navigate those type of experiences when you know what happens to hair as you lighten it, as it's longer, and you'll be able to feel comfortable that you did the right thing and you consulted properly, because that's the goal. As a colorist, the goal is to do dynamic consultations that's going to take that client from the beginning, the middle, and the end, and of course, after they left the salon, because Philip Pelusi taught me that. And all professionals are. We are about results beyond the salon. We know when you leave here, you're going to look good. What we want to know is, how will your hair look when we see you out in the grocery store, when you're at the wedding, you know, when you're out on a date. That's what we want to see. So here are some pictures of some hair colors. Here's a red copper that's popping. And so to your point, Trish, I think something this vibrant would have given Keke a little bit more spice because she would have got that true red copper mixed with some copper instead of copper and throwing in a little bit of auburn, a little. They could have freaked her out like dope and give that some, even though her hair, that's a pixie, she should have dimension because it's not too many people where one color looks nice unless it's black or true brunette. A true brunette, you don't mess with a brunette.
And
like
two,
Cheryl, you're a dishwater blonde, but you're yeah.
Let me just say this, and even with my particular hair color, you have to still know what you're doing because it's going to pick up a spectrum that you may not want to be included.
And you got to watch out for like filters and things like that when they put filters on the face, filters on the hair. I don't use any filters on my pictures. I want you guys to see what I call real hair on real people in real life. So here's another, just so you guys get, now these are all different textures of hair, but here you can see clearly 3 colors. You know, you see her base. She's got a nice level 7.
Brown.
Yeah, there you go. Then she's got some nice golden, like a level 8. We're just going 1 and 2. And then we got her coppers at a level 6. So she's 6, 7, 8 in one sitting. No problem. Not under the dryer. When she shampoos her hair, some of it is a little stringy. Some of it is just like that picture. Because
but here we go again. The expectation that a slicker coil equals damage. It doesn't. It equals old.
That's sad.
You had her language that she's using. She's blaming this, and most people don't realize high process color like she got, okay, is straightening. Part of it is the hair is going to unfold. That is what denaturing means. Coil unfolding. That's what it's called in science. Denaturing a protein means elongating.
Not damaged.
Not damaged. Oh,
don't say that. Because the damage, guys, this is why Afro hair color educations matter. When you start telling people that their hair is damaged, you know they're translating that into no hope. They're translating that into a haircut. Yeah. You're telling them that I'm going to eventually have to cut your hair. And you don't. This lady travels. She comes to me all the way from Virginia Beach to get her hair color like clockwork every 3 months. This is an every 3 month color job. As a matter, nobody in this salon is getting their hair color every month. Here's another guest with another, and I showed this one yesterday. Look at this beauty, and it's not different textures. You see what I'm saying? Everybody has some really tight, like Frida hair is woo child, honey child. I'm sorry, Frida, put your business out there. But Frida's got some really, especially her hairline, good Lord, and 8 nickels, and it's white. Frida's hair is really white around her hairline. But when you look at this, this is hair that moves. Again, 2 colors.
Both. Right. So there's 2 colors there.
Just 2 colors. Again, we call this double process. She can get this. It takes about, and we're timed. So because you got to get this color on. So we can change her base color and do her highlights all within like 30 minutes. And then her processing time is 30 minutes. She's done. And we could do a shampoo cap and toner and give her that nice caramel. They call it melting. But back in the day, Cheryl, we used to call it shampoo caps. But they got all these fancy words, which is fine. I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking it. And Wike says, if you like what we were saying about, changing the narrative about why Afro hair color education matters, could you guys do us a favor? Because y'all rocking it out with us, and go ahead and show them what they need to do right now for Wike get us. Hold on.
Pampa BUOR, Pampa BUOR.
All right, hit that thumbs up button. We appreciate that. Don't forget to subscribe and share. We really, really, really appreciate you guys' support. So again, we're just showing you guys the infinite potential of a fabric. As Cheryl said, it's meant to be just manipulated and just do all types of wonderful things. And that's what's definitely going to happen. And then our last talking point as we get ready to wrap it up is that when you learn Afro hair color education, it's a segue into another part of your career, such as podcasting. You can become an educator. You can become a brand ambassador. You can create your own line. You can become a session stylist. You can work with a photographer. I get the opportunity to do all those things. But I was just a hairstylist, I wasn't able to do those types of things. But as a colorist, because I understand the hair so much more. Number one, I understand the function of the cuticle, the function of the cortex, the function of the medulla under all its denaturing stressors of coloring and ammonium thioglycolate. I get it. I get a chance to network. I get to use my language and make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? And then it helps me land those wonderful positions to do some wonderful things. So here we go. We got a question right here, Cheryl. Trish is asking, so during the consultation, the stylist should let the client know to expect some possible loss of elasticity.
And let me just make sure that you guys understand. I didn't say elasticity in terms of coil loss. That is going to happen because the hair is 12 inches long. Okay?
It's not the chemical.
Right. The afro-ness of her hair, she is classic. Like Ladosha added. She's probably a classic ponytail wearer. Or she's braids. She took her hair out of some braids, okay? And then she wanted to color. That hair that she is talking about, quote unquote, damaged, okay, is not elasticity. That she wanted to have more coil retention in long hair that she's been blow drying. She's been doing a whole bunch of other things. That is a natural occurrence when ammonia or color or developer, any alkaline in terms of pH is going to what we call stretch or elongate, because coloring also straightens. Not like relaxer, of course, but there is a high pH processes will stretch and elongate. You will get some stretch there, okay? But it doesn't mean elasticity. Elasticity means the hair's ability to stay resilient. You understand what I'm saying? When you are manipulating and combing it and brushing it and wrapping it, it means the composition of the tendril to be able to, what they call tensile strength. Mm-hmm. Okay, tensile strength and elasticity is basically the same thing. But when I meant coil, and what people see visually when they have coil loss, they attach that to damage, and that is the expectation. Trish, I hope I answered your question.
Right.
That I just wanted to make sure that I'm not talking about elasticity. Mm-hmm. She was visually making an assessment because her texture here was not the texture here, but mm-hmm. the texture here is what we say reverts, and we don't like that. So we have to get on the same page about when it comes to coloring. Coloring is a process. It is a form of straightening, but you're not mm-hmm. straightening it, you're coloring it, and you're taking out the pigment, and the pigment is there to help the hair stay what?
Coiled and
Coiled, and the tensile strength to be and the inner moisture within the cortex because of the membrane and the lipids, okay, and the fatty acids inside of the cortex. But once you start coloring it and start doing all other things, you do compromise it. But my point is, but the damage that she perceived was because of the coil.
And here, I just wanted to put up some images before we wrap this up of what Cheryl is talking about when she's to clear up the elasticity and damage. All of these are images of just old hair. You know, when you look at the one that says repair, blonde, damaged, curly hair, I mean, clearly the hair is dry. I mean, you put some water in it.
Like you said, keratin is to be able to be fixed and improved and enhanced. Doesn't have to get a label of damage because that, like Ladosha said, is akin to scissors. They're trying to set you up for a cut.
This lady right here. Look at this. It says heat plus tension equals disaster, and this says by Curl Mix. Curl Mix needs to be sued. I mean, it's this type of fear mongering. Like she said, they don't do that. The dry cleaners would have never said that. There's nothing wrong with this person's hair.
Yeah, there's certain parts of some of the most expensive shirts that I wear. There are just parts of my shirts that are losing their integrity just by the wear and tear. But once you get over 6 inches, and that hair nearest the scalp is going to stay afro-ish or the birth texture. The further you move away, is the hair's been on your head long. It has been going through all types of other processes and things of that nature. That hair is more susceptible, okay, to what we call repetitive action. So if you flat iron the hair that's closest to the tip of your shirt and a little bit more inches, that hair close to that scalp, that you guys can't determine the whole length of how the whole fiber is going to react, and one part is damaged, because if the hair was damaged, the whole strand would.
And it wouldn't be there. I mean, it's jacked.
Strand damage. You can't be damaged.
I would say this. I would say it once. I would say it again. If it's on your head, you cool. You cool. Now, when you got a big chunk of hair falling on the floor,
but that heat tension disaster. If the strand was damaged, the whole strand is damaged, because you can't damage one part of a strand. I can't damage my fingernail, then one part is, and then I'm gonna save one. It don't work like that. It just doesn't.
Yeah. If your nail is cracked, you do what?
You cut it cross.
You don't take off your whole fingernail and say, "Oh, it's damaged." You can put nail polish. You can do all types of stuff to it, and then it's all what? It's, as a matter of fact, this keratin and this keratin, it's all protein.
Right. But if you want to probably say, but there's a practical, the cuticles on hair that is older hair, and that's why when you wear long hair, guys, you guys deciding to wear it long, make sure that you understand your new growth, the next stage of new growth, and the next stage, 4 inches out, the hair will stay basically in the same pattern. Once that stuff gets down to your ear and your shoulder, and that hair is not bouncing back. It's old.
Especially if it's soft like my hair or anything in these pictures, you got something going on. Okay, last question before we wrap this up, Cheryl. Trish, thank you so much, Trish. These are excellent questions. And again, this is why we want you guys to understand. And we hope you're getting a clear understanding of why Afro hair color education matters, because you get to understand those 3 protein layers. You get to network, you get to elevate your language. And as you can see, it's definitely a segue into careers beyond that chair. So the last question she wants you to answer is, so how would you explain that to a client in layman's terms during the consultation? And that's because people are so used to saying your hair is damaged. Let me play a clip right quick, Cheryl, and this will help just to give it some spice, because I know exactly what you're saying, Trish. So here's a video, and this is what we see this all the time. Okay, here we go.
Hey guys, so today we're doing a video about why box color is really terrible for your hair. You can screenshot or take some time, pause the video, and read what the facts are about box color. I understand we all want to save money, and there are other things that you can use that will save you money that is not going to be at the detriment of your hair. You can use a semi-permanent, or you can get a color tube and the developer separately. Box color uses mystery developers. It has metallic salts, it has coppers, it has metals in your hair that absolutely tear your hair up. And on top of that, even if you lighten all of your hair and change the color, the metals that are in that box color are still in your hair. You have to grow it out. You have to grow it out, and you have to cut it. My client actually gave me liberty to show her where the box color damage is, and I'm going to show you that in the next slide. And she gave me permission to get rid of most of it. She was super gracious. I left her hair as long as we possibly could, and she actually loves it. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Now y'all know, I'm sorry, I'm a cuss when shit wrong with that lady's hair. Do you guys see that? And she took that, like she said, the box color had minerals. Shut the hell, what the? Now see, that's no. So Trish, that's a very good question, because we see stuff like that. There was you couldn't tell her regrowth from the box. It was just, and box color is very safe. By the way, ain't no special developer. I mean, the same.
It is made for laymen. It is made for you guys to make the least mistakes possible.
There you go. You're probably gonna have if you color it at home, people I would say 10% of my clientele, they color their own hair and ain't shit wrong with it. But anywho, so how would you explain in layman's terms, so you don't do what we just saw in that picture? So box color is safe. We're just saying, okay?
I do realize that, let's see, and I'm going to take the most difficult client, because the most difficult client is that girl that did the video about her hairstylist. The moment she would be in there, and Trish, you're seasoned, okay? And when you ask them, okay, so give me a picture, right? And they show you, and then you ask them why, and then you tell them what you can do, okay? And then you give them the price. But giving her history, you have to just ask, what have you been doing the last year? To your hair, what did you like about it? And once you get them to talking, your job is to assess her expectations to what you can do for her at that point. And we're not talking about any specific questions, because let me just say this. I have been doing it so long, I can tell you right now, with her video, she already had preconceived notions before she came in. Okay, about what she wanted. Okay,
we're talking about the lady with the dark hair too.
The lady with the dark hair.
The one we just showed you. That one too.
Okay.
The video where she tried to say the box color damaged her
hair.
Yeah. That's the same question that this question speaks to. Yeah. But go ahead. I just want to say that to him.
Right. Oh, okay. Because she wasn't a color client, was she?
Yeah, she was.
She went dark though. Okay. Right. She went darker. Okay. I was going to the more severe.
Right. Yeah. It covers both, is what we're saying.
Yeah. But in her, the last video, the client did not have the issue. I think the stylist was trying to make a point while she made a choice of box color. I think the stylist had more of, that's why I didn't use it as an example.
Let me just drop the bomb on that. Let me just drop the bomb. There you go.
The client was satisfied. The stylist wanted her to feel bad about making a personal decision of coloring her hair at home. Okay. And when I tell you that me and Ladosha are true to the game, we true to the game. Okay. True to the game. We don't give a shit if a hairstylist said, we don't care if it came out of a professional mouth, a layman mouth, or an instructor mouth, or a manufacturer mouth. Our first job is to tell the truth and to be professional. So at the end of the day, the client did not have a problem with that. But for the sake of your question, Trish, you have to make sure what the pictures and the conversation in the client's mouth, what she says to you, is all the clues you need. Because at the end of the day, if she pays you and she hires you to do that particular service, Trish, you are in charge. I don't give a damn what she talking about, what the picture is at the end of the day, because you see what they'll do no matter how they leave. Because in her mind, so you have to get into the theater of her mind, sit down and look at the screen and let her talk. And so you need to have a set of questions that will give you the culture clues, the hair language clues, the natural hair movement terminology, and you get all those red flags. And then after that, you tell her, let me tell you something, baby. This is how this is going down if you sit in my chair. A, B, C, D, God damn it, E. And then after that, you give her the price. Doesn't like it. Next.
That's it. She said, that's why Afro hair color education matters, because it is going to give you that language. When you come to the class, we can give you the types of questions to ask, or if you have the opportunity to go and work in Salon.
I always just keep up, right?
Yeah, so there are ways you can get which questions to ask. And Trish, if you need some help with which questions, you can always just email us at afterwards, scrolling across the screen. We are here to help you if you just can't get to Houston, but we hope that you can. And this podcast was—
we call each other all the time.
Yeah, this was a really, really good podcast, and we thank you guys very much. Your question, LB, about can hair lose protein is going to be great, because on next Thursday, Cheryl is going to come back, and she's going to share with you guys why she's choosing to teach about the dysfunction of the Afro follicle, and we can get that question answered on next Thursday's podcast. And today we did a wonderful job of discussing hair coloring education for Afro hair and why it matters. And we hope to see you guys at the Beauty Under One Roof Afro Hair Summit that's taking place in Houston, Texas. And it's not just going to be myself and Cheryl there. There's a plethora of professional educators who's going to be there. And we really, really appreciate all the questions that you have. So we're going to play the commercial as we see our way out. Oh, and another thing. Thank y'all so much for coming back. We don't have anything to do with technical difficulties, but we really, really appreciate it. Weekend, I owe you big time for moderating for us. She came back in. I called her late last night, like, Weekend, can you come back in and moderate for us? She was like, just this one time, Keela. No, she didn't. I'm just kidding. But Weekend, I want to thank you too, LB.
Yeah, thanks,
it was so nice to meet you in person. Everybody else in the chat on Instagram, we appreciate you all very, very, very much.
And LB, stop lying.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. LB with all that beautiful hair. That hair looking good. All right, guys. You know what we say when we're signing out. We always say good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better and your better is best. We'll be back on Monday talking about how to maximize your spending power. You, the consumer. Cheryl and I, we got your back. We thank you guys very much. Cheryl, you know I love you. Thank you so very much. This was a dynamic discussion.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Peace out, my good people. We love y'all. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. And here's the commercial. Beauty Under One Roof's Afro Hair Summit. We're going to see y'all in September. Deuces. Professionals, trichologists, innovators, and icons. The Afro hair education you've all been waiting for happens this September at the Beauty Under One Roof's Afro Hair Summit 2025 in Houston, Texas at the Hilton North near Bush Airport. 2 dynamic days of Afro hair education featuring the world-renowned cosmetic trichologist Cheryl Morrow and certified master colorist Ladosha Wright. This summit includes a marketplace, Afro hair fashion show, panel discussion, day party, and concludes with a featured documentary film by Michael Sterling, American Curl, The Rise and Fall of the Curl. You can receive free shuttle and breakfast using the Beauty Under One Roof code. Visit us at beautyunderoneroof.com to get your tickets now. #BeautyUnderOneRoof. Deuces.